Listening Library presents A Frozen Heart by Elizabeth Rudnick. Read for you by Andrew Eiden.
Love conquers all. Virgil. Prologue. 5, Princess Elsa shouted, her cheerful voice bouncing off the castle walls. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ready or not, here I come. Uncovering her eyes, she brushed a long strand of blonde hair behind her ear and scanned the large ballroom for her sister. Anna, are you in here? I know you're here somewhere. From behind a large stone pillar, Princess Anna watched as her big sister began tiptoeing around the ballroom. A giggle threatened to escape, and she slapped a hand over her mouth. She couldn't laugh, not this time. That was how Elsa always found her. Playing with her big sister made her happy, and when Anna was happy, she giggled. A lot. But she was determined that today she was going to win the game of hide-and-seek. Forcing the giggle back, Anna distracted herself by watching as the late afternoon light streamed through the huge stained glass windows, casting wonderful warm shadows over the whole room. She smiled as she watched rays of sunshine dance over the floor, like the couples she saw swaying to music at her parents' royal balls. Distracted, Anna began to hum softly. At 5 years old, she didn't get to attend the balls or other official occasions that took place in the palace. But that didn't stop her from sneaking out of her room to watch from the balcony as women in brightly colored gowns entered the room with men in handsome suits. Anna loved the moment right before the music began, when the room grew silent and the men bowed and the women curtsied. Anything could happen. Any song might play. Any dance might begin. It was like the beginning of a brand new adventure. But when she had said that to Elsa, her big sister had looked down at her and shaken her head. An adventure? It's a nice idea, but it doesn't work that way. Every dance is planned out before the party, every song played at exactly the right moment, Elsa had said. Despite her sister's practical view on balls, Anna remained convinced that she was missing out on all the fun by not being there. She couldn't wait for the day when she and Elsa would be allowed to attend balls. All that noise and color and light. Even if her sister didn't think so, Anna knew that balls were places where amazing things happened. "Gotcha!" Elsa shouted, grabbing Anna by the shoulders. "Aww!" Anna screamed. "I found you!" her sister shouted, clapping her hands together and then playfully tugging on one of Anna's pigtails. "I always find you." Anna put her pudgy little hands on her hips and blew her bright copper bangs out of her eyes, trying to look upset. It lasted for all of a minute. Then she smiled. "Want to play again?" Anna asked hopefully. "Sorry, Anna," Elsa said, leaning down and giving her tiny sister a hug. "I can't play again now. I have a lesson with Erlinger, but maybe later?" Anna pouted and crossed her arms. She wanted to play now. Elsa smiled. "If you let me go to my lesson now, I super sister promise we can play later tonight. Maybe I'll even do something special." With a wink, Elsa turned and headed out of the ballroom, her footsteps echoing until they finally faded away. The frown disappeared from Anna's face. Something special? That could only mean one thing. Elsa was going to use her magic. The rest of the day seemed to drag by for Anna. At lunch, she didn't even protest when Cook gave her artsopa. Usually she hated the thick pea soup, but today she barely tasted it. During history with Erlinger, she barely noticed when he made her recite the names of all the 7 isles. Normally she'd be excited to learn more about neighboring countries, but today all she could think about was playing with Elsa. By bedtime, Anna was practically crawling out of her skin. She just needed everyone else in the castle to fall asleep, and then she and Elsa could play. Lying in her big canopied bed, Anna tried to slow her rapidly beating heart. No matter how many times she experienced it, she still couldn't quite believe that her sister was capable of something so cool. Literally. Elsa, it turned out, had the power to make things freeze. She could make it snow with a flick of her fingers and turn water into ice with a wave of her hand. She could conjure up snowmen out of the thinnest air and make ice crystals dangle from the chandeliers. Anna's parents knew about Elsa's magic, but Anna liked to pretend it was her and Elsa's secret. She loved sneaking off with her sister to play when the rest of the castle was asleep. Their magical adventures were such fun that Anna was ready for the next time before the last time was even finished. And now, Anna thought as she lay in bed, watching the clock tick painfully slowly, another adventure was about to start. Finally, she couldn't wait any longer. "Elsa!" Anna whispered, jumping out of her bed and popping up beside her sister's bed. "Psst! Elsa!" Her sister didn't even move. She had clearly forgotten her promise. Anna jumped up on the bed and began to bounce up and down. "Wake up, wake up, wake up!" she chanted, until Elsa finally groaned. "Go back to sleep," Elsa said sleepily. "I just can't," Anna said, lying down on her back so that all her weight was now on Elsa. "The sky's awake, so I'm awake, so we have to play." "Go play by yourself," Elsa said, shoving her sister off the bed. Anna landed with a thud on the floor. She let out a sigh. Elsa had promised. How could she have forgotten? And then Anna smiled to herself. She knew just how to make her sister get out of bed. "Do you want to build a snowman?" she asked mischievously. Instantly, Elsa's eyes popped open, and she smiled. Anna smiled back at her older sister. She hadn't forgotten after all. It was time to go play in the snow. Moments later, the sisters were back in the ballroom, but now the entire space was filled with snow. Standing in the middle of it all, Elsa laughed as she waved her hands together. Snowflakes burst forth and danced between her palms as she magically created a snowball. Anna tilted her head back and opened her mouth to catch snowflakes on her tongue. "This is amazing!" Anna shouted. "Watch this," Elsa said, stomping her slippered foot on the floor. Instantly, a layer of ice began to fan out around her, starting at her feet and quickly spreading. Soon the entire floor had become their very own private ice rink. Anna clapped her hands in glee as she began to slip and slide around the rink. Her laughter bounced off the walls as she windmilled her arms to keep her balance. Across the room, Elsa began to slide across the icy surface too, a broad smile on her face. As they reached each other, Anna took Elsa's hand and tried to twirl in a circle. "Whee!" With a thud, Anna fell onto her bottom, laughing. Elsa grinned at Anna. "Ready?" she asked. Raising her hands above her, Elsa wiggled her fingers. In front of Anna's eyes, snow began to form in the air, falling softly to the ground. Elsa rolled some of the snow into a giant ball. "Yes, snowman time!" Anna thought with delight as she began rolling a second ball to serve as the snowman's tummy. 5 pieces of coal, a carrot, and 2 branch arms later, the sisters had finished their masterpiece. Elsa quickly ran behind their creation. "Hi," she said in a goofy voice, pretending to be the snowman. "I'm Olaf, and I like warm hugs." Anna laughed. An Elsa snowman was almost as good as a real live one. "I love you, Olaf," Anna said, giving the snowman a hug. Then she looked up at her sister, a gleam in her eye. "What else should we do?" Elsa concentrated hard and reached out toward the ceiling of the ballroom. Anna watched with pure joy as her sister began to turn the entire ballroom into a winter wonderland. Long, glittering icicles soon hung from the large chandelier, and Elsa turned the windows into works of art with intricate snowflake-shaped etchings. With every movement of her fingers, it seemed as though Elsa's powers and her ability to take control of them were getting stronger and stronger. Running over to the base of an Elsa-created snowbank, Anna craned her neck to look upward. Then she glanced over her shoulder at Elsa. They had played this game before. Anna would run up the bank and jump, and Elsa would create another bank for her to land on. Scrambling up the snowbank, Anna took a deep breath and jumped off the edge. "Catch me!" she cried. The four...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?